Tá gantanas loch takeíocht de dílis sa club, rud a chuirn go mór leis na faibanna airgeadúla atá an faoi láthair. Tá sé ráite go bhéiteach na club tite me sa chéile gan bhail, mu na bhelsó an scéil seo. Agus ó ina sé an chéad le, ba léir nach ra rudaí ag dul ceartób ar an barc imire a cheirid. Leaham, cé go raibh ar cúil chun deire bhí na himreoirí dóchasach go nompóch an tíle ina bhábhar sa dára le. In aineoin na deacrochtaí níos spirid na fórne marmh.
Everyone is working hard, lads. Everyone has to take credit here.
We have to, hey! Get somebody in the keeper, lads, the free kicks, and just letting them pluck it. He caught 3 free kicks there, no problem. Do you know what I mean? And we put them in good.
Go dtí seo, in aineoin na faibanna, is é seo an bhliain is rahúla a bhí ag an glub le fada ar forcan imre.
That's good stuff. Good half. Good excellent half. Keep it going.
Baig na connachtaí a bhí nimar tilug sa dára le, agus fór siad kick-éirice le dénú med pácaí. A chábháil Jody Byrne kick Mark Herrick rud a chínta an bua do rahédá. Tá loch takeíocht de dílis sa club, agus iad imníoch faoi hawachaí gaiileh aontaithe.
Bohemians' colours when the sides met at Dalymount on Friday night. The Gypsies, however, had other ideas and dominated the opening 45 minutes. And Gareth O'Connor came closest to opening the scoring, denied by the crossbar. Paul Byrne's free kick also hit the woodwork. St Mocta's keeper Billy Quain may just have had it covered. Bowes finally made the breakthrough after 66 minutes. Robbie Brunton's crossfield ball found Byrne lurking free on the right. A neat flick on by Derek Swan. Good control by Kelly, and Bowes were in front. St Mocta's rarely troubled the home defence. Their best chance fell to Brian Donovan, and he shot into the side netting. Bowes ensured their passage into the semi-final with a second goal. Once again, Paul Byrne the provider, and once more, Kelly the scorer. 2-0 the final score to Bohemians.
Hoping it would be a case of third time lucky when they travelled to Finn Park last night. The Westerners began in positive fashion. Michael Keane giving them the lead after only 20 minutes. 4 minutes before the break, it was 2. This great Ollie Neary free from the edge of the area. And then they made it 3 against Harps for the second time this season. Following some hesitancy by Declan Boyle, Eric Levine slipped in and easily rounded Brian McKenna to put the game beyond Harps after 67 minutes. The home team did reduce the deficit a minute later. Scott Morgan lost his footing and James Mulligan crossed for Mike Turner to beat Eddie Hickey. 3-1 to Galway, the final score, and a place for them in the semi-finals for the second year running.
Yes, pretty convincing win by Galway United. Well, in the English FA Premiership this afternoon,
in the game, 2 of them from penalties. There was one fantastic goal from Watson to put Galway in front. Long ball over the top and he curled it around the keeper, a fantastic finish. And then you had 2 penalties, one for Galway, one for Drogheda in the space of 5 minutes, and I think you could call them debatable penalties.
Well, that's been very diplomatic.
Shelburne hookup. Sir Alex comes to town. Stardate Sunday. The captain's logbooks. The Irish under-18s final odyssey. Plus reviews and previews of all the big games. They're champions, while Cork City, Bohemians and UCD will also compete in Europe. At the bottom, Sligo and Drogheda are relegated, while Waterford lost out to Galway in the battle to avoid the playoff spot. In the First Division, Bray are promoted as champions, and they'll be joined by Longford Town. Kilkenny City are currently in the playoff spot, but Dundalk continue to challenge the final positions. At the bottom, Limerick must apply for re-election.
Well, Philip, Waterford manager Mike Flanagan must have gone through the entire range of emotions at the RSC on Sunday. 4 minutes to go, Robbie Griffin scores. It seems that they wouldn't have to play in the relegation promotion playoff games, and then Galway get a last-minute winner, and the joy turns to despair all of a sudden.
It really was, yeah. It was a bizarre day in the final round of matches. I mean, matches were plodding along at 0-0 for a long time, including the one at Kilbarry. and Robbie Griffin comes up with a goal 4 minutes from time. Waterford feel they've done enough because they know it's 0-0 in Terryland Park. They're celebrating, and word comes back of a very, very late goal in Terryland Park, which has just transformed the whole afternoon. And as you say, Waterford, from being on the point of ecstasy, they're now looking ahead to the relegation playoffs.
I was at Terryland Park, and with just 4 minutes to go when Galway heard that Waterford had scored, Galway manager Don O'Riordan described it like an arrow to his heart. He said that he was absolutely sick. It was like he'd been kicked in the stomach, and then a minute into stoppage time, Billy Cleary, a header from Sean Mallee's corner, and all of a sudden Galway have avoided the promotion relegation playoff games.
Yeah, glad for Billy as well, because he's himself and Ollie Neary are the two longest serving players, and they've given Galway great service. And Billy pops up with an all-important goal. I think he finished top scorer again. Not bad for a guy who spends most of his time in defence. Galway, at the end of the day, their home record was poor, but they pulled out 2 home games, 2 home wins in the last 2 home games, and they've survived by the skin of their teeth.
A high night of drama in the First Division on Saturday, and Bray finally up as champions, a 2-1 win against Limerick, and deservedly so.
Yeah, they were already up before the match in terms of being promoted, but they wanted a win to be sure of going up as champions, because Longford could have overhauled them. And they started off well. Colin Tresson put them in front. I think his 11th goal, not bad for a midfielder this season. Limerick equalised, gritty team they are. And then 7 minutes from time, Barry O'Connor popped up with the all-important goal. That gave Bray the 3 points. Champagne corks were popping. Michael Hyland was there to do the honours with the trophy and the medals. And fair play to Pat Devlin and his team, because they had a difficult season. The FAI Cup thing might have distracted them, but they kept their heads, kept their focus, and they're back in the Premier Division, and they'll be an asset in the Premier Division next year.
And congratulations to Longford as well. They, like Bray, are promoted. A 2-0 win in Cove on Saturday at St Coleman's Park. Keith O'Connor got them on the way with an early goal. He finished the First Division as top scorer with 18 goals. Terrific achievement for him. And a Tommy Craigo own goal capped a fine 2-0 win for Longford. And those 2 goals came within the first 14 minutes, which really settled Longford down.
Yeah, they were always on course for promotion once they got those early goals. They actually had a chance of actually pipping Bray, but Barry O'Connor's late goal made sure that Bray got all 3 points, so Longford had to come second. Terrific achievement. Stephen Kenny, the youngest manager in the league. They came 4th last year. This year they've gone better. Back in the first time they've won promotion to the Premier Division. And for Stephen, it was the perfect send-off. He went off this week with the Irish under-16 team defending their championship in Cyprus as part of Brian Kerr's management team. He couldn't have gone if they're in the playoffs, but that win just set the week up for him, and good luck to him.
It was a night of mixed emotions as well for Dundalk on Saturday. They did what they had to do at home farm. They won 2-1, although Whelan in the home farm goal frustrated them for long periods of that match. They got the win, but with Kilkenny winning as well on the night, Dundalk was squeezed out of the playoff positions.
Yeah, Dundalk really, as they had to win the game and just hope that the result in Gorta Keegan went their way. They fell behind in the first half. Home farm haven't lost at home in the league since Christmas. I know McLaughlin was going to determine his lads were going to put up a big fight, and they kept Dundalk out. Dundalk equalised midway through the second half, and then 5 minutes from time, just when a strong Dundalk contingent had given up all hope, penalty award, defender tips it over the bar, he gets sent off, and David Crowley stands up and blasts into the back of the net. Crucial penalty, crucial win. But because results elsewhere went against Dundalk's way, they finished 4th, and they missed out on the playoffs by just 1 place. But Kilkenny had to do their bit on Saturday night, and they did. 3-1 at Gorta Keegan, but it wasn't without a struggle.
Kilkenny were kept waiting on Saturday, 0-0 at half-time, before Trevor Vaughan header got them on the way 1-0. Then Mulcahy, another header, made it 2-0. The Taro pulled one back from Monaghan and then gave Kilkenny a few anxious moments before Vaughan sealed the win with a minute to go.
Yeah, that last goal actually was a bit of a gift from the Monaghan goalkeeper. An elementary mistake really, but Kilkenny weren't complaining. It just put the seal on the win.
Next Sunday sees the blue ribbon of Irish soccer, the FAI Harplager Senior Challenge Cup final. It's Bohemians against Shelburne at Tolka Park. Kick-off is at 3 o'clock.
Well, they're Dublin's 2 oldest clubs. They're founder members of the league, but incredibly it's the first time that Bows and Shells have met in the FAI Cup final. And here in the Harplager decider at Tolka Park on Sunday, it promises to be